Today, we will be discussing the foreign package in R. The purpose of the foreign package is to provide a convenient way to read in non-R datasets into the R programming software, as well as read and write some database files. To get started, you first have to install the foreign package. Next, you want to open up the Information tab, which shows us all the packages the foreign package allows us to utilize. If you look in the Information tab, you can see that there are many familiar software packages such as Minitab, which you'll later find out is pretty useless as it was written before we were born, and obviously technology has developed since then. So here's a demonstration of how to use the foreign package and the capabilities of the package. Here is a demonstration of how to use the package and the capabilities of the package. First, you're going to have to make sure that the foreign package is installed by typing library foreign. Using the Information tab, we find the syntax for which our data file will need to use. For this demonstration, we are going to be using a stata file. To read in a stata file, we will have to use the read.dta function. All this function needs is the name of the file, since the working directory is already specified. We decided to read in this malaria data file because personally, I'm pretty curious about malaria, and you should be too. Take a look at your working and check to see if the data was read in correctly. The foreign package also allows us to write files. The Information tab shows what kind of files we are able to write. Here's an example of how to take a data frame in R and convert it into a file that can be read into SAS, another statistical analysis software package. We will be using the write.foreign function of the foreign package. A unique thing about this function is that it will output a file that can be read into the software package you are outputting it to, as well as a file denoting all of the code necessary to reading in the file into that package. The first thing we need to do is to specify where we want the data file to go. We will be creating a variable called datafile, which stores the location of where we want that data file to go. Next, we're going to be creating a variable called code file, which stores the location of where we want that to go. Lastly, all we need to do is to use the write.foreign function. The first argument in this function is the name of the data frame in R that we want to convert. In this data set, we're going to be using the CARS data frame. The second and third arguments are the data file and code file variables. The last argument that you need to include is what package you would like to convert that data set to. Here, we're going to be converting into SAS. If we run this, after you run the write.foreign function, you need to go and make sure that the data file and code file files were actually created. So you can do that by going into the Finder, going to Desktop. Here's the code file, and this is all the code that you need to get this data set or SAS. And here's the data file, the actual file that you will be reading into SAS. You can learn more about the package at this web link, which is a detailed manual on the foreign package.